Well, I was really pleased with the way we came out and played, especially in the first half. Mac did a really good job of executing the offense. He was very efficient and effective in the passing game. Did a nice job on third down, kept a lot of drives going. I think we had 4 turnovers or whatever on defense in the second half, which led to 24 points, which was, really good. Thought the guys played hard and competed hard in the game. And, we could have finished the game a little better in the second half, but had the opportunity to play a lot of players. Got a lot of experience, with some of those players. And I think that's probably the most important thing, for our team right now. So, this was a game that, if we'd take any rat poison, we wouldn't have been focused on this game at all based on everybody else in the community and the media and, the fans and the questions I get asked on a radio show and, Nick at noon. I get asked about the next game when we had this game. And I was really pleased with the way our players stayed focused on what they had to do in this game so that we could improve as a team. I'm sure there's things that we will see in the film that we could do better, but I think our guys competed hard in the game, they played hard in the game, and took care of business the way we wanted to. From an injury standpoint, Najee just barely twisted his ankle. He's fine. Could have went back and played in the game. We just didn't put him back in the game. Smitty has a bruised shoulder. He'd probably be out for, a few days, but should be fine. Shaheem Carter went out with a little knee sprain. He'll be fine. I don't think we have anybody that's significantly enough hurt. Cajo has a fractured hand, which will be fixed, and he'll be able to play in a cast. Tua is doing really, really well. He's on the Ultra G already, running on the Ultra G. We expect him to return to practice by midweek, this week. I don't know what he'll be able to do or how much, but, that's sort of the prognosis for where we are right now. So, anyway, all in all, good team win.
Coach, we'll start on the right with Charlie.
Just following up with a couple injuries, do you have an update on Evan Neal and Landon Dickerson? Like both of those guys left the game.
Yeah, Evan's got a little bit of a growing strain. Probably could have kept playing with it. We took him out. Evan Neal, got hit on the knee. Should be fine. Probably could have played. Just took him out.
Come back over here on the left with Michael.
Those first few drives, how important was it getting the running game going? It looked like that was a pretty big focus early on.
Well, I think that the challenge for our team was, and I challenged all the players on offense, that, first of all, Mac, you got to be the commander-in-chief here. You got to run the offense. You got to be the leader. You're not a sparring partner anymore, so that's up to you. And everybody else on offense needs to play well around him, so that, it's going to be an easier game for him, so he can just focus on what he has to do to execute the basics. I thought we did a pretty good job of that, and our ability to create balance, run the ball effectively, and we threw it effectively as well, and just had, a couple occasions where we had, some pressure in the pocket, but for the most part we were able to execute and throw the ball, and, led to a lot of third down conversions, which kept a lot of drives alive.
We'll stay on the side with Brett.
Didn't see much of Jared Maiden tonight. What's his status, and what do you think of Daniel Wright in that spot?
He was. We could have played him in an emergency. He has a pulled groin as well. Not bad. He was able to practice some this week. We felt comfortable playing with the guys that we were going to play and not make them worse. So, we're hopeful in a couple days that he'll be just fine.
Go back to the right there.
Based on how you teach it in assignments, how would you kind of assess the way that your corners have played this season, Trevon and Patrick?
I think pretty well. I think we put those guys in bump and run a lot. They have a tough job out there a lot of times on some pretty good skill players, and other than a couple pass interference calls, I think that they've done a pretty good job for the most part. And if we can keep them playing the ball, I think that'll be good as well. But we're also going to play against some really good, challenging guys in the future, and it's going to require them to be at the top of their game.
Stay on that side with James, CW.
What'd you see out of Terrell Lewis tonight in his game?
What did you see out of Terrell Lewis and how he played?
Terrell's played really well. I thought he pressured the passer a couple times and did a good job of playing his position. And when we have him and Anthony out there, I think it really helps our edges, helps our pass rush. I never know until I watch the film for sure, but I thought he had a pretty good night.
We'll finish up with Tony.
How did you see Mac progress throughout the game? It seems like you started with some short pop passes, and then he was able to kind of air it out later on in the game.
Well, I think it's always the plan with your quarterback. If you can give him some easy completions early in the game, it's always helpful confidence-wise. But we do that even with Tua when he plays. But we weren't afraid to throw the ball down the field, and we weren't afraid to do anything that we normally would do with Mac. And I thought he did a really good job in the game and played within himself and, made really good decisions. One time he could have thrown the ball in the flat down in the red zone, and he tried to hit Jerry in the corner of the end zone and overthrew it. But, like I say, there's always something. We're always trying to be perfect. We never can be. But somewhere along the way, we want to get to excellent, and we're still working on that part.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.